So, Dear, I want to talk to you. You won a chip with the Heat in 2006. What makes that franchise so special? Obviously, when LeBron was there, obviously you got Shaq and D. Wade. Then you had the LeBron area, the Heatles and all that. But now we're looking at this squad, potential to reach their second finals since 2020 without those big marquee names. Yeah. Like, what makes this franchise so special and just the winning mindset and attitude they have?
Culture. Number one, culture. And I know that's so cliche now. Everybody's screaming culture, but what Pat Riley brought to Miami and, Mickey Arison and Nick Arison giving him the ability to, create these good teams and get these undrafted guys and people we don't know is because, the first thing they're looking at is work ethic, and then they're looking at IQ. So they feel like if you got any type of skill, they could polish that. So that's why you see these guys that you never heard of, be successful in their system. So I really feel the accountability, from Eric Spoelstra, from Pat Riley is one person you're gonna answer to, and that's OG Pat, and everybody know that. So I think, just the culture that he's built and, the respect that Spoelstra gets from his players. A lot of people like to laugh at my guy, OG UD. He's there for a reason, to keep everything in line and show them the culture. So I just feel like how they install those type of guys like a UD is the reason why they're so successful.
And besides accountability, like what are the cornerstones of that culture? Like what makes that whole machine tick?
We're gonna work. We're gonna work. We're gonna be the nastiest team. We're gonna outwork you. We're gonna be the most in shape team. Jason brought up the weight and body fat. That was every week. Guards had to be 6 and under. Wings had to be 8 and under. Bigs had to be 10 and under. And, they hold you accountable to that. If you're not at that number, you're going to be in the weight room doing 20 minutes of work. That's what they say. You got 20 minutes of work since you can't meet those numbers. Or, the year I was there with Twan, James Posey, they find guys. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Because they couldn't meet their body fat. So.
I was about to say, man, wait a minute. What about Gary Payton and that group that was the strip club king?
Oh, man.
That strip club group. I'm pretty sure they wasn't meeting that requirement.
Shoot, that boy was going straight to the steam room right after that.
It was, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, they held everybody accountable. And it used to be hilarious because Shaq, he always had something to say. He's like, man, I bust y'all ass. Skinny Shaq, medium Shaq, and fat Shaq. This body fat's some bullshit. But he bought into it. He knew that was gonna make us successful. So, and Pat Riley never backed down to nobody. He was like, this is what it is, and if you can't, meet our criteria or what we ask for, you go find somewhere else.
I know I've had
I respect that. I respect that.
And that's so when you talk about like the John Morant's getting in trouble or someone's out of shape or someone like Embiid. Like I think if Embiid was in Miami.
Oh man.
If Embiid was in Miami, this would be a
total different.
Whole nother animal.
For sure.
Right? It'd be a whole nother animal because what makes him slip, fourth quarter, he's not in shape, that's what they're gonna make sure you're
never gonna get out of shape.
You're never gonna be out of shape.
Ever.
You're gonna be 10% body fat. Right. You're gonna be the best player the game is gonna see, and they're gonna try to tap into that.
Yeah.
And I tell like when I be making comments about ownership, right? Treat your teams like Google would, right? When they do all this, I got $1 million to anybody who can hack our system. Yeah. The reason they're doing that is they want to see what new hackers are out there so they can add them to their team to make their program better. Same thing. Add pieces to your organization that entices greatness, right? You can't expect a 23-year-old, a 21-year-old, to know what greatness is. You have to provide that. Yeah. You have to build a culture. And when they come into this culture, they understand it. We can see why everyone's great over there.
Yeah. And everything is about numbers with those guys. That's what Pat said. Everything is a number. If you're at that number, if you're 8% body fat, your chances of being successful is this. So like the analytics and all that stuff, I've been knowing about this since, 04 when I got drafted. So, and they stand on that.
I love the Miami Heat culture as it stands, giving guys chances.
Yep.
Right? And they've done that since the 06. The 06 was a time where they did give some older players the opportunity to come down here, play with Shaq. Shaq just got here. We got to build around him now, right? It was 3 guys, D-Wade, Lonzo, Shaq. Now they got to bring in pieces. Let's take a chance on GP. Let's take a chance on Posey, blah, blah, blah.
Jay Will.
So you get after that 06 team, you look at and you say, well, we got to rebuild now. That's when D-Wade went for the 30 a game.
Yep,
He had
exactly.
just by himself. And it's like, well, we can still get it out the mud, right? We can still formulate guys who just want to get it, stay grit and grind. Then they get LeBron, right? They get lucky. They get their run for 2-3 years. Now they got to do it again with the same coach. So he brings the culture, just like Pop did with a system. That it's like when you come here, I don't give a fuck how good you are. This is our system, right? So then you inject players who don't get opportunities, undrafted players, second rounders that are like, they don't think you can play. But we're gonna put you in the practice gym, and we're gonna fucking train you to death, and we're gonna get you in shape, and you're gonna be the best version of you. Now we're in the conference finals.
Crazy.
I gotta salute an organization like that.
For sure,
you know what I'm saying?
And you didn't play with LeBron, but if you can just know what you know about that Heat culture, that Heat franchise, how beneficial was that to LeBron in his career? It's the first place he won championships. But it seems, Bron's a hard worker, but it seems now you got to come into that Pat Riley regime. It'll take your shit to a whole other level that'll impact you for the rest of your career.
Yeah, I think what LeBron, I'm pretty sure what he holds his hat on today is the things he learned in Miami. We talked about those guys like Udonis Haslem. That was D-Wade, showing him the way. Because I remember a lot of vets coming in and being like, yo, young fellas, ain't the real NBA. And I didn't know, I was green. I'm like, this is structure, I gotta be on time or I'm fine. So I think with LeBron going there, he learned how to win, he learned how to carry himself on and off the court, and he learned how to work. Real work, preparing. That's one thing about Spoelstra and those guys, they're gonna prepare you like crazy. For each player, you're gonna know everybody from A to Z. And another thing with their coaches, all those guys are Heat people. Those guys started in the video room and they're working themselves up. All those guys on the bench, the Karans, Malik Allen, Carter, those are players. Chris Quinn started,
all the mind.
Yeah, those are all guys that have been there and know what it takes. So I think that's what a peace of mind that LeBron took from there.
I'm gonna be real. I imagine it's hard, once you get to Miami to want to leave. I could do this for a long time.
I was sick.
Yeah,
I thought I was gonna be there my whole career.
It prepares you. Like, I'm surprised that a lot of Heat assistants haven't been getting those opportunities as coaches.
Yeah, true.
Because their regular season is like playoffs to them.
Yeah, Fizz is probably the only one. We seen Chris Quinn name come up. I think, I forget what job it was, but his name came up. But yeah, I'm with you. I want to see more of those guys get opportunities like the Spurs guys.
It's the same. It's the two same
Same
systems.
thing.
Yeah, same thing.
And last question I got for you, talk about the pressure, the hard work, all that stuff. Did you ever see any guys crumble in that situation?
Oh, yeah.
You don't got to name no names, but is there any stories in particular you can remember of a player just not being able to having to ring that bell and tap out?
Listen, man, it was a guy that was on a highlight that we watched in the beginning. He seen me in LA. He was like, yo, I'm thinking about signing in Miami. I knew what type of person this dude was. I was like, don't sign. I'm like, bro, it's different. He's like, you think so? But it's Miami. I say it's Miami, but it's not Miami. And they sent his butt home like in the first 2 months.
What that mean is Miami, but it's not Miami.
You think Miami, you see South Beach and all that? Nah, you're gonna be too tired to do that. You're gonna be, you're gonna be taking a nap after practice. Yeah, real talk.
But that's the information, like, for the show, like, we give Jews, right?
Yep.
So a lot of the guys, the people who watch, they don't know who we are. They don't know the grind, right? You came out of high school, right? So, like, the thing you had to prepare for it, and then you got to Miami, like, talk to them about, like, that part, like, what the expectation was and you coming out at that time, what that looked like.
I think the biggest thing is, me coming out of high school, being this great high school player and thinking I'm going straight in, I'm gonna play, it's gonna be the same like high school. And it's like, no, you gotta wait. I'm like, what you mean? So I'm in there with Keith Atkins doing 3 workouts a day. Practice at 10, I gotta be on the court taping ready at 8:30. So I go all the way, 1.5 hours to practice hard. Then it's like, young fella, come get some more shots up. All right, now go to the weight room. So it was consistent every single day like that. And at the time, being an 18-year-old kid in the league, you think you're on punishment. Like, this ain't the NBA. I thought it was about to be sweet. And, I used to ask so many questions like, why I'm not playing? It's like, you were drafted off potential. You're not ready. So that's kind of what it was, a real grind. And it breaks you down mentally, but they also building you up. So that mental toughness, was a mother when I left, because it's like, if I went through that, I could go anywhere else in the NBA and be successful. And the number one thing when I went to different teams, you want to know what the coaches always had me do? can you talk about that Miami Heat culture? You tell the guys like what you had to go through. So I was always explaining to my teammates, you know, this is what it takes to be a champion. This is what it takes to be successful. You got to work every single day. It's no days off. So that was something that was dope that I was able to take with me.
See, the people don't understand. You said it when they told you we drafted you off potential.
Yes.
You're not good right now. We think you're gonna be here.
Exactly.
You're here. We think you're gonna be here. So we're drafting you, whatever pick we're gonna draft you with, to build you to be the best. And we think if you can get to this level, you are gonna be.
Exactly.
And I don't think people really understand that when they say, oh, you're the number 1 pick, the number 2 pick, the number 5 pick, you had to be the best player in the draft. No. No, that's not how that works. He wasn't the best player in the draft, but at this age, versus this person's age, oh yeah, you're at 18 versus this guy at 18, he was in high school, he had to go to college, so you are in front of him. If we can build you up by the time you turn 21, you will be here.
Exactly.
And that's what the potential means. And you know, like Miami, like I really get it. Like this is South Beach, everyone will want to be in South Beach. Yeah. But this job right here, oh no, by the time you get out of this, brother, you don't got no time.
You don't know what that
going
looks
there,
like.
yeah, you don't know what that Miami looks like. You gotta wait for the summer for that.
Real talk.
And I think that's the reason Pat Riley is the way he is. Because he understands he's battling an element that this city can consume my investment.
Eat you up.
And I'm not gonna allow my investment to be consumed by a city that doesn't sleep.
Man.
So I'm gonna put in a structure where
Put
when
yours to sleep.
they leave here, they think about 10 o'clock and the club about to start at 1 o'clock. Them kids know they gotta be here taped and ready at 8:30. Oh, they gonna try it one time, then they gonna realize we're gonna beat their ass up at 8:30. They don't wanna go out.
No.
B, look, we was talking about this off camera, but like a city can beat you.
Yeah.
You fly into Miami.
6 men.
Right? 6 men. And we all know, like we heard the stories up until the point where you fly into Miami and you hear the vet. No, quick turnaround.
Right.
Don't stall me. Get us down so we can land and go to the club, right? And you get there, you party. But we got Miami Heat and D-Wade tomorrow. Right? He already know what to do the rest up. We thinking D-Wade gonna be at the party with us.
Right, exactly.
No, we don't see no Heat players. We don't see no Heat player in sight. Ever. But we in there, we partying. Girls are sent in to give us the good night treat. And we get up in the next morning, is Patron and Hennessy. You smell it all on them. Everybody tired, drained out. You done emptied a couple. It's like, shit, man, who we playing tonight? Who we playing? We already lost before we even got there.
No, say, when we played them in the playoffs, right? Played them in the playoffs, and we're there. So we're there 3, 4, 5 days. Ain't seen the Heat play in sight. No, not no prime 112. Not no
we got
club.
swept.
Right, we got swept too. Smacked out the goddamn arena.
I was in the mall, out shopping, everything. Ain't seen
Then
not
Heat play like, man, where the Heat at?
Right.
Like, nah, you don't really see them during the season. And it really, same thing was gonna happen in Vegas.
Yep, same thing.
Whoever gets that, they're gonna put in a system where y'all gonna be in that gym so long and working, and y'all gonna be too tired to really enjoy what the city's about.
Yeah, I've been to the beach on the sand, be honest with you, 6 years I was there, maybe 2 times. I'm not going out there, I'm tired.
Tired as fuck.
But that structure probably helped you even outside of basketball.
For sure.
Like, you know what I mean? That's the kind of training that helps you off the court as well.
100%. Yeah, and luckily, you know, I was blessed to have mom and dad at home, and that's how my dad was. My dad, to this day, got 2 NBA kids and still waking up at 5:30 in the morning to go work. It's like, bro, why are you working still? But he loved it. He loved the process. He loved the structure of getting up and things like that. So once I got there, it was easy for me to like, oh, my dad treat me like this.
Did they come with you out to Miami at all?
No, well, they came to visit, but I was really me
you
and
was
my
solo
boy.
dolo?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
solo dolo. They trusted me because of the year of prep school that matured me and got me ready. Because if I would have went from LA to there, I would have been back quick. Yeah. I would have been real. I would
But
back
that's
quick.
just wild to think, because you hear all these horror stories of guys who were too young, immature, get put in those situations.
Yep.
And it's not you going to a whack city. I won't name any NBA cities because people will get mad at me, but Salt Lake, places like that. You got to go to Miami now, where all that temptation is,
Yep.
you know, right at your doorstep. and lock in and be able to show up at the gym on time and do all that shit. Well, a lot of guys couldn't handle that, so.
Yeah. And a funny story, because I'm not gonna act like I just stayed in the house. I used to go hang out, and Pat found out I was hanging out on the beach. I'm underage, so he called me in the office. He's like, "Man, you out there hanging out with them adults? You need to go to University of Miami and hang out." And my best friend Jack McClinton was a star at Miami.
Okay, Jack.
And I told Pat, I was like, "I'm up there too, dog."
You late.
I'm already up there, dog.
Up there now.
Yeah, I'm doing my thing up there.
Got a few of them up there already, coach.
I'm double dipping out here. Go leave me alone.
Remember, Underdog Fantasy presents this show, so do us a favor, do us a solid. Go ahead, download that Underdog Fantasy app, use promo code GIL. They will match your first deposit up to $100. Like I said, stay away from them 5 pieces. I'm hooked on the 5-piece. You gotta go 2 to 3, because somebody will betray you. They'll pick
I got
us.
betrayed last night.
Who got you?
Huh?
Who?
Sorry ass, smart. Kevin Love played 12 minutes. I just needed one more point, like 11.5 altogether.
Yeah.
Right? And he had 10.
Take the lowers.
12 minutes, never got back in.
We're gonna get our bread right. The goal is to bankrupt Underdog, as you guys already know, and we're gonna get our bread back, Underdog. You already know that.
Agent Zero, change the game. Put that respect on his name. Look, with the honor call for greatness, the chosen of few, that carry the gift of genius, who do what they do, who possess finesse, the blessed with desire, it's true. I'ma say it loud, none other than who?